Hello, welcome to another edition of Catbird Comparison Picks. I'm Ranj. Today I'm going to just break down the Korean K-League 1 matches for Sunday, August 30th. This is round 18. Sorry, I got something in my eye. But it's not a Capper comparison show, it's just my picks. So, there were two Korean K-League 1 matches today. We had, let me just get it. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I wasn't ready for this. I just took a much needed nap and just woke up. So, a little groggy still, just shaking out the cobwebs. Ugh. Anyway, we did have matches this morning. That's why I'm tired, because I woke up to watch. I watched Gwangju versus Incheon United, which was at 5 in the morning. My dumbass woke up at 4, because I'm used to like work and whatever. So anyway, I had Gwangju beating Incheon 1-0. They beat them 3-1. So it didn't stay under, but I did get the side. And then, unfortunately, Busan I Park, I had them beating Suwon, and they were up 1-0 for quite a while. But then Suwon came back and beat them 3-1. So, yeah, I lost that. I went 1-1 today on my picks for K-League 1. Okay, so these matches are all for, look at that, rubbed already. All for tomorrow. So let's just get into them. All right. Okay. At 4:30 in the morning. I might be up for that. I don't know, because it's pretty early and tomorrow's Sunday. You never know. My weekends are my sleep schedule is all messed up. I just sleep when I'm tired, and I stay awake when I'm not. We'll see what's going on. But anyway, tomorrow at 4:30, we have the number one best team in the Korean K-League on the table. Number one is Ulsan Hyundai Harangi. Harangi means tiger. They're taking on the Seoul Dragons. Seoul is number 6 on the table. Okay. Ulsan comes in with a record of 13 wins, 3 draws, and only 1 loss. They are, of course, the favorite at minus 195 at home. In their last 5, they are 4 wins and 1 draw, 0 losses. They're taking on Seoul. Seoul's number 6, like I said. They are 6 wins, 2 draws, 9 losses. Bum, bum, bum. In the last 5, they are turning it around a little bit. They are 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in their last 5. Okay, Ulsan, if you think they can cover a point, it drops that minus 195 to a reasonable minus 120. That's covering a goal. Seoul, like I said, big underdog at plus 525. Yeah. You can buy a goal and it'll still be even number at plus 100. The draw is set at plus 330. Totals at 2.5. If you think it's going to go over or under the total, you're paying a little bit of juice at minus 110. The last match for Ulsan was a win, and that was at Seongnam. And that was 1-2. Okay. The last match for Seoul was a draw at Gwangju, the Griffins, and that was a clean sheet, 0-0. Yeah, I remember that because I lost. I had Gwangju upsetting them, but it didn't happen. Okay, head-to-head, Ulsan all day. Ulsan's had their last 3, probably even more, but I checked the last 3, all Ulsan. We have a 7, or that's a July 30th of 19, 3-1. Then November 3rd of 19, 0-1. And the most recent matchup was June 20th of this past year, in which they won 0-2. All wins by Ulsan. Okay. The player to look for, of course, from Ulsan is the #1 leading scorer of the K-League, Junior Nagayo. I'm sorry, Winston. I didn't mean to start. It's a good boy. Junior Nagayo, he's, like I said, he's first. And, it's Egao. He's got 20 goals on the season. Yeah, that's second place. He's got 10. He's doubling the second place. You'll see second place is over here, Stanislav Iljusenko. He's got 10. Junior Nagayo doubling the second place leading scorer in the league with 20 goals. Unbelievable. He is number 9, and his market value is $1.1 million. Okay. Over for Seoul. Unfortunately, their best player wasn't on the first sheet. He wasn't on the second sheet. He was on the third sheet of leading scorers of the league. He was on the board last week, though, because he's their top scorer. He's 35th overall. His name is Ju Tae-yoon. Ju Tae-yoon has got 3 scores on the season. He's number 19. And what's he worth? 138,000. Yeah, that's their best player. Yeesh. Well, this is not a tough pick for me. I'm rolling with the good guys, rolling with the best team on the table. I don't care how good Seoul's been doing lately. They're off that draw. Prior to that, they're back-to-back wins, so it was win-win draw in their last 3. But still, that they can put their best game forward and still not going to beat Ulsan. Ulsan's going to win, and they're going to cover the 1. I got him, Junior Nagayo. He'll probably score again. Look, he's got 20 on the season. And in 20 in 17 games, right? This is match day 18. Yeah. So 20 scores in 17 games. Unbelievable. So how can you not? I gotta take Ulsan because of this dude down here, Junior Nagayo. And like I said before, I've mentioned in many other episodes, Ulsan, in my opinion, I gotta figure his name out, but their goalie's top notch. It's them or Jeonbuk have debatably the best goalies in the entire K League. I'm gonna do some more. You know what? I have free time now that I've taken my nap. I'm gonna do some before the UFC fights start in a couple hours. I'm gonna do a little research into the best goalies of K League. So I guarantee Jeonbuk and Ulsan are those guys are up there. Okay. The final score, I got it going. I don't even think Seoul's gonna score, so I think it's gonna be 2-0 final score. That'll be under the 2.5. Okay. A lot of games. Moving on. Time check. What time is it? Oh, plenty. We have next on the table, number 2, Jeonbuk Hyundai. They make decent cars and they sponsor great soccer teams, football, whatever you want to call it. They call it soccer actually, like on the stadiums and the soccer stadium, not football stadium, because they understand football is that ground ball and the helmets and all that. I know I'm not getting that debate right now. Football, soccer, who cares? You know the difference between what I'm talking about. K-League, Korea doesn't have a football league. They have a soccer league. I know people, haters are gonna. Oh, well, it's called football. Futbol. Football. No, it's that's American football. That's whatever. Anyway, Jeonbuk, number 2 on the table. They're hosting Gangwon, who's the Griffins come in, or no, I'm sorry, the Kodiaks from Gangwon High-One Resorts. They come in 8th. Okay, Jeonbuk has a record of 13 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses on the season. In their last 5, perfect. 5 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. Of course, they're the favorite. They're at home too, minus 230. Now, if you think they're well enough to cover a goal and a half, that's a tall order. It's still a negative number, but it's almost even. It's at minus 105, a little bit of juice. Okay, Gangwon, number 8. They come in with a record of only 4 wins, 6 draws, 7 losses. Bum, bum, bum. Underdog at plus 575. That's a good payout if they happen to surprise win. If you can buy a goal and a half, and it'll be a little juice. It'll be a minus 115. Not bad juice for getting a goal and a half. In their last 5, get this, 4 draws and 1 loss. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, the last match for Sanggu, was for Jeonbuk, was a win versus Sangmu. What is wrong with me? I should go get a cup of coffee or tea. Make a cup of coffee for my head. You know that song. Whatever. Okay, what did I say? Sangju versus Sangmu, who today they beat Incheon. Yay! But anyway, Jeonbuk beat Sangmu last week, 2-1. Gangwon, their last match was, since they have 4 draws in the last, their last match was a draw. It was versus Daegu. Lost that one too, stupid draw, because I picked Daegu to win and cover, I think. That was a clean sheet. Nobody scored on that danger. Okay, head to head, we've got, let's see this chronologically. Okay, August of 2019, they had a 3-3 draw. Then, December 1st, Jeonbuk won 1-0. And then Gangwon, just recent, like the most recent match was won by Gangwon. I remember this. Shocker. I lost. Another shocker. But Gangwon did beat Jeonbuk earlier this season. One of those 2 losses came from Gangwon. They beat him 1-0. Okay. The player to look for, the best player, Jeonbuk. Surprise! They used to have 2 guys in the top 15. One of them fell down, so now they only got the 1 guy. He's 5th overall. His name is Kyo-Wan Han. Kyo-Wan Han has how many? 7 scores. He is number 7, and his market value is 770. Too bad he wasn't 7th place. He's 5th place overall. But anyway, there's their boy Kyo-Wan Han, number 7. If you're lucky enough to see this game, the Copa Football 90, they played the game this morning. They played Sangmu versus Incheon. I woke up because I fell asleep last night. I watching television, I think, or something. Yeah, I fell asleep watching Umbrella Academy. I was just beat tired. But then I woke up, checked my phone, and realized, oh man, it's on. That's why when I took a piss, and then I just stayed awake and watched the game and Sangmu. When I turned on YouTube, they just scored their 2nd goal. It was 2-0. I was like, yes, still groggy, still wiping sleep out of my eye. And then I took the dogs out, and by the time I did all that, I was like, I know it's only 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever time it was. But I'm like, I'm just gonna stay up anyway. Screw it. So Gangwon. Well, I better get back down because they got two guys. They have two guys on the top 15. They have the 7th overall. His name is Mu Yorgo. Mu Yorgo. He has 6 goals on the season. He is number 10. And 715K for Mu Yorgo. That's his market value. And the other guy, oh, this guy, I love him. 14th overall. Jae Wan Cho. I think he's team captain. He's the guy, very first game of the season, he kicked it off his heel and made it, and I've liked him ever since that goal. He's number 18. He's got 4 on this season. Number 18, 715K. Jaewon Cho. Okay, now here, that 1.5 is just way too much. So to cover, I think Jeonbuk is going to win, but I don't think they're going to cover that 1.5. So I'm taking Gangwon plus a goal and a half. And I got the final score being 1-0. 1-0 in favor of Jeonbuk. So that'll also stay under. And I'll still come out on top Gangwon because I have the plus 1.5. I'm tempted to dust that draw, but because they have 4 draws in their last 5 games. But I think Jeonbuk should be able to get it done. So I'm taking them 1-0. Okay, moving on. Next we have Pohang Steelers, number 5 on the table. Taking on the Magpies from Seongnam, Ilhwa. The Steelers come in with a record of 7 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses. Last 5, 0 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. They were right down the slump. Pohang Steelers. Disappointing, actually, to be honest. Seongnam, number 9 on the table. They have an overall record of 4 wins, 6 draws, 7 losses. Their last 5, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. Now, of course, Pohang is the favorite, and they're at home. They're the favorite at -120. At -0.5 a goal, it doesn't change. It's still -120. Seongnam, the Magpies, underdog at +315. You can buy half a goal, and it'll drop to almost even, but it'll drop to a -105. Paying a touch of juice on that. The draw on that is set at 255. The total set at 2.5. If you think it's going to go over, you will pay it out more. It'll be a +105. If you think it's going to stay under, you're paying a little juice onto that bet at -125. Okay, Pohang, their last match was a loss. Like I said, slumping, and that was at Busan I Park. Busan just lost today to Suwon Blue Wings. Suwon Samsung. Anyway, Pohang, they lost to Ulsan last week 2-1. I did pick that game correctly. I think I nailed the score also. Seongnam, their last match was a loss versus Ulsan. But Ulsan, as everybody knows, is the #1 team, so 1-2. They actually scored against Ulsan, so that's saying something, But head to head, not good for Seongnam. Head-to-head Pohang, last 3 have won them all. Back July 10th of 19, they had a 1-0 victory. Then August 31st of last year, they had another 1-0 victory. And most recently, July 5th of this past year, they had a 0-4 victory. Crushed them. Okay, yeah, Pohang has 2 guys in the top 15. Let me see if I can fit them. Yeah, I should be able to. They have the second place overall, like I mentioned over here. Junior Nagayo has 20 scores. The second place guy, Stanislav Iljusenko. Iljusenko. He's got 10 scores. What is he number? He is number 10. And $1.2 million is his market value. 1.2 million. Also on the list at number 8th overall, his name is Kyu Min Song. He's been on the board before. Kyu Min Song, like I said, he's 8th. He's got 7 scores on the season. He's number 12 and 715,000 is his market value. That's a crowded half board. Seongnam. They have a guy on the page 2. Barely. He was number 30th overall. He's never been on my board before. I had to look him up. But he did take in 2018, he led the under 23 Korean national team to a gold in 2018 because this guy, he scored. His name is Sang Ho Na. He's 30th overall, like I said. Sang Ho Na. Sang Ho Na has 3 scores this season. He's number 23, and his market value is 550K. Yep. When I look these guys up, like if I'm not familiar with them, I'll image search them, and then I'll save like a picture of them to put as my rotating screensaver. Just I take every saved pictures goes into a file, and then my screensaver, the background, wallpaper, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But it just like rotates every 5 minutes. It changes to a new background. This guy is back. He's a handsome dude. His background says it says Sang Ho now in black, and it shows him with the Seongnam, because Seongnam's color is black, the Magpies, and he's got the Seongnam jersey, and it says now in black, Sang Ho in black. Something. It's all a bunch of hype. But he's good, man. He's good. Like I said, he's young. He's only like 25, 24, 25 years old. And 2 years ago, gold for Korea national team, under 23 team, or I don't know, whatever that is. But anyway, he's not scoring tomorrow. Well, he might. Pohang has that. The weakness on Pohang is obviously not their offense. It's their defense. That's why they get beat by Busan. I mean, come on. But Pohang will win tomorrow, as they have in the last 3 games. So I'm taking Pohang on the money line at -120. I'll pay that little juice. And someone asked me, John Cardenas, I think. Jonathan Cardenas asked me, do I parlay these? Of course I parlay these. I parlay. That's my goal. I individual bet every single game. Then I do a parlay with all 4 of these games, and then I'll do a parlay with all 6 Korean League games. Just throw it out there, a small, like a $5 bet for all 6. If I get them right, that's a big win. But then also I do a parlay for the over-unders. You know, like I'll under, whatever this is going to be, whatever this is going to be, I'll parlay all 4 of them. And I'll parlay all 6. Like this morning, I won the individual bet on who played? Oh, Sangju Sangmu this morning. I won that individual bet. And the individual bets, I put a full unit. The parlays, usually a half unit. The over-unders, usually a half unit. I don't individual bet the over-unders. I only parlay them. So a loss is, it's not as bad. It doesn't hurt. But anyway, to answer your question, Jonathan, I do parlay everything. Even the fights tonight, I have like 3 different ways. I have a parlay with all 8 fights that I put on the video. Then I got a parlay with the 4 prelims. Then I got a parlay with the 4 main card. Then I got to have parlays with like groups of, I have the 3 girl fights. I parlayed them because I'm taking all the underdogs tonight on the girl fights. Mark my words. Watch. Then I took like another group of underdogs. I like a couple, two more guys. Put them in a parlay with a favorite. Then I did a 5-match parlay with a bunch of favorite. It's so much fun. You just mix it up how you want to and get your parlays. You can round robin the crap if you want, but I don't. Round robins never worked out for me. I've never. You have to. Yeah, that's a pricey bet to round robin it. Ends up you're putting out a bunch, but you can win a bunch too if you nail it. It's just difficult. It's kind of like hitting an exotic bet in horse racing, like hitting a parlay is trying to hit a trifecta, or some the odds of winning a parlay are similar to that, like a superfecta, trifecta in horse racing. Sorry, going off on a little rant. Not a rant, but a ramble. Going off topic. Okay, what'd I say? I said Pohang, money line, write my name there. And I think the score is going to be, Seongnam's getting 0. Or actually, they might get, no, they're getting 0. And, Pohang, yuck. I'm going to give them 1. 1-0 for Pohang. So there you have it. They're going to win, money line, 1-0, staying under the 2.5. Finally, this is the late game at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is like, what does it go? 4:30, 6, and 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we've got number 4 on the table, Daegu, taking on the Griffins from Gwangju, number 11 on the table. 11 of 12 teams, mind you. Incheon United is number 12. Daegu, I got a little heartburn, indigestion or something from whatever I had before I took my nap. Okay, Daegu has a record of 7 wins, 5 draws, 5 losses. In their last 5, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. They're taking on Gwangju. The Griffins come in. Griffins were K-League 2 last year, from the reserve, their relegation, whatever you want to call it, the lesser league. They have a record this year, 4 wins, 5 draws, 8 losses. In their last 5, they are 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss. Now, Daegu is at home. They're the favorite at -110, which is completely reasonable juice, considering. Gwangju is the underdog at +355. Now you can buy a goal not a goal, a half of a goal, and it'll drop it down to a -115. You're still paying a little bit of juice, but it's not that bad. The draw is set at +220. That's an option too. Total's at 2.5. If you think it's going to go over, that's even money at plus 100. If you think it's going to stay under the 2.5, you're paying a little juice at minus 130. So the last match for Daegu was a draw at Gangwon Haiwon Resorts. That was the clean sheet, 0-0 last week. Lost that because I had Daegu winning. Gwangju also coming off a clean sheet draw versus Seoul. Lost that because I had Seoul, yeah. Because I had Gwangju winning, but both of them drew, had ties, so be it. Head to head, Daegu. I gotta make room because Daegu's got 3 people on the top 15 also. So let me start writing a little bit smaller. This was the clean sheet. Now, head to head, it's been Daegu. 2 of these are dated. We have August 2017, 0-1. November of 2017. These, like I said, these are 2017 because Gwangju was in relegation. They were in the K2. 2-0. And most recently, we've got July 5th of this last month. They won 2-4. High scoring game. That's something to keep in mind. High scoring, the last head-to-head between these 2 teams went 2-4. And it was in Gwangju. Daegu came out on top, doubling their score. Okay, so there's your last head-to-head matches. Now, here we go. 3 people on the top 15 for Daegu. 4th place overall, Sesinha. I keep thinking about the stupid biplane, the Cessna. Oh, I have a Cessna plane. You know, that's what I use for drug running, you know. But that's, I don't know, Cessna. Cessna has 8 goals. He's number 11, and he's worth 1.54 million. Highest paid person on the board, even more so than Junior Nagayo and Stanislav Viljasenko. Okay, let's see. Also, we have Dejan Damjanovic. He's 10th overall. Damjanovic. He's got how many scores? 5. He is number 27. I don't have room to write his market value down, but it's 358. Finally, Edgar Silva is the last guy that's on the top. He's number 13 overall. Edgar Silva, the Brazilian's got 4 scores. He's number 9. 660K. I got barely enough room to write that. Okay. I got all that mess for Daegu. Gwangju, he only got 1 guy in the top 15, but he's the 3rd top scorer in the entire league. His name is Felipe, or Philippe. Is it F-E? Yeah, it is. Felipe. Or Felipe. I didn't see the hyphen on the E, so I think it's Philippe. His last name is De Silva, but he only goes by Philippe because he's Brazilian. You know how they do. He's got 8 scores. Like I said, he's 3rd overall. His number 9 and 660K. Oh, they do have a second guy. I'm sorry. They got a second guy that's on the top 15. He is 15th. 15th overall. We have, he's been on the board last week and prior to that. His name is Won Sang-yeon. Won Sang-yeon. Won Sang-yeon, He's got 4 goals overall. He's number 18, and 715K is his market value. Okay, now this I do like that plus 355, and I do like their talent, Philippe and Wan Sang-yeon, but I can't go against Daegu at home with 3 guys in the top 15. And yeah, Daegu, they're like they have a huge home support, and there are fans in the crowds at the games in Korea. Despite what you heard, if you watch the games, they're spaced, social distancing. They're wearing masks, but the stands are filled, but they're just filled in groups that are 6 foot apart from each other. But anyway, I'm taking Daegu. They're just a better team. Despite I do like Philippe de Silva, but I'm taking Daegu. Past the displayed scores, all are under, except for that one that last head-to-head that went 2-4. Everything else was under, clean sheet, under, clean sheet. Those are last week. Both of them had a clean sheet. Then under, and just that one over, but that sticks out to me because that was their last head-to-head match that went over 2-4, and it was in Gwangju. So I think Daegu, I think they're going to mark it up again. I think this is going to go over. I got a feeling, even though that's what these last 2 games that they played against other people though. Oh man, I'm not sure about that over. The clean sheets, and Daegu has been somewhat slumping. Gwangju, they've been kind of on the rise, but they've never been really that good. It's outside of Philippe. Yuck. This is a crappy game to pick. I'm gonna take Daegu 2-0. That'll keep it. No, not 2-0 because Philippe. 2-1. That'll put it over. That's my bet. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So there you go. To recap, time check. I don't know. I just slammed that marker down, broke the cap. Stupid. Yeah. Still work. Oh, anyway. Nora, if you're wondering where my daughter is, she's staying at her friend's house. What's her name? Where's Nora staying? What's her name? Shelby's. Nora's staying overnight at Shelby's, so she's not here. Okay, so to recap, I've got Ulsan winning at home over the Dragons from Seoul. I got them beating them 2-0. Then I have Gangwon losing to Jeonbuk, but keeping it within a goal and a half. I get the final score being 1-0. Jeonbuk victory, but Gangwon victory for me. Cash that ticket because I got him plus a goal and a half. I also got that staying under. Then I have Pohang Steelers beating Seongnam, and I'm gonna increase this from a 1 to a deuce. 2-0, still stays under. Pohang beating Seongnam 2-0. And finally, I've got Daegu winning at home over the Griffins. A final score of 2-1. Putting that as the only game tomorrow I've got going over the projected 2.5 Okay, so there you have it. Gather the info, place the bets, cash the tickets. I appreciate you dealing with me and watching me again. Be sure to leave that thumbs up. Go ahead and comment. Tell me what your picks are for these games. I'm interested. I'm like the only person that throws out Korean handicapping that I know of, and I think I am. I don't think Brock Page. Maybe, you know what? Indian Cowboy. That dude. I almost called him a bad name. Indian Cowboy. I think he does Korean K-League soccer handicapping. And then of course you got just the randoms that people, you know, occasionally John from Ricketts picks, occasionally he'll throw out a K-League. He does KBO a lot though. God bless Rickett Picks. I'm on his Patreon. There's a plug for him. Check out Rickett Picks. He does all sorts of sports. Like today he did baseball. Earlier he did I think KBO baseball, Swedish soccer, and then he put a late picks out on his Patreon. These are paid picks, not free picks. Then he had a Mexican game, soccer, and he also took he had a couple of major MLB games. Like I said, they're paid picks. Otherwise, I'd tell you what he picked, but I'm not going to do that because I pay for those picks. Anyway, be sure to check him out. Good luck on these bets. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you next episode. I was hoping to make a Nicaraguan thing, but games start in 3 hours, and there's still no betting odds on Nicaraguan Premier League matches, which is crazy because they have odds on the under 20, Nicaraguan under 20. But when it comes, and I checked them all, Bovada, Bet Online, 5 dimes. I can't find odds anywhere, so I probably doesn't look like I'll be doing the Nicaraguan video for tonight. So, yeah, I will see you next episode, but the next episode probably won't be till, I don't know, maybe we'll see what's going on early next week. Maybe I'll do a show tomorrow. Maybe. I'm excited for the fights tonight, though. It's a good fight, UFC fight card. So be sure to check that out. Like, I don't really care to check that out. Just check me out. Okay, good luck on these bets. I'll see you next episode.